How thou hail upon us, O snow, white and cold as ice! Need we stay hidden from thy touch, thy cold and piercing vice? Winter is usually a bone-chilling, unwelcome, and desolate season. Some see it as an impediment in day-to-day work. Some see it as an unwelcome guest of nature. Then there are those that see it as a blessing. Mostly, residents of Canada see it as a time of celebration, and they show it by holding the exciting and unique event called the Winterlude. Resident to the capital of Canada, the serene yet progressive city of Ottawa, this festival is a gathering for families, friends, the young and old. This year, MTA Canada team members went on a 2-day trip to see the kickoff festivities. Dear viewers, let's take a look at some of these exciting activities. The Ottawa Winterlude was celebrated from February 2nd to February 18, 2007. Spanning 2 weeks of the chilliest months of the year, the Winterlude offers a range of activities for visitors from all over Canada. It truly promotes a spirit of thankfulness and appreciation of God's gifts, one of them being winter. In spite of some activities being sidelined, the fest still held enough promise to have a greater turnout this year, making sure to observe its most cherished events. One of the favorite pastimes at the Winterlude is skating on the Rideau Canal, which is celebrating 175 years since its construction in 1831. It was built by the British under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel John By of the Royal Engineers. It is actually a series of rivers, lakes, connecting locks and canals that form a continuous waterway from Kingston to Ottawa. It is 202 kilometers long, of which about 19 kilometers is man-made, the rest are natural waters. But in winter, it becomes one of the largest skating rinks in the world. Frozen solid during the Winterfest months, it is constantly busy with skaters, young, old, family and friends who lazily skate across its expanse, enjoying these serene moments, cherishing the soothing atmosphere. This year, the canal was open for 44 days. Along the way, Ottawa had plenty of sights to catch the eye and the imagination. With the picturesque, awe-inspiring, pleasing landscape came the sights of a city entrenched in history. How could the visit to Canada's capital be complete without a glimpse of this wondrous structure? For the information of viewers of MTA worldwide, this is the Parliament Building, the heart of the federal government of Canada. These giant Gothic structures were built in 1865. Home to Canada's House of Commons, Parliament Building or Parliament Hill is intricately crafted and lined with carvings, exquisite windows, and gargoyles. Looked upon as a pure Gothic revival in the new age, it is home to a number of important offices. The Peace Tower, looming over its sisters, stands 295 feet tall and reminds us of 60,000 soldiers that perished in the world wars. Once we were back to the Winterfest, we saw a large number of visitors. children on toboggans and skates, and adults enjoying the day's activities. These little toddlers just don't want to go home. This place, however, is the crowning glory of the Winterfest activities, the Crystal Garden. Carvers and sculptors from the furthest reaches of Canada bring their talent here to compete in an ice sculpting competition. Their artistic venture makes this a fascinating world of ice. By day or by night, the spectacular garden of ice comes to life. Indeed, like the cold air that pervades this environment, the sculptures take your breath away. This is truly a celebration of winter, but moreover, it is a celebration of art. The chiseling to the very last minute details not only reflect the proportions that the sculptors aim to achieve, but also the texture. You can see their electrically powered and manual chisels chip away inch by inch, millimeter by millimeter to capture more than one texture on a sculpture. It is hard enough to hold a pencil and draw on paper. It requires balance and concentration. These carvers let their finesse speak for itself. Their strokes are almost 100% accurate. Letting the slightest bit of error on a block of ice could be to spend a few good hours repairing the mistake. Surprisingly, they don't let that slow their progress. This carver is using the popular technique of using a heated sheet to melt away ice instantly, and then join this piece with the rest of the sculpt, freezing the still melted joint into place. Our team member, Nadeem, got an opportunity to put his artistic input into this near-flawless ice goalkeeper, helping ice the head into place. It is imaginable how far passion can take you. After all, these are works of art on ice, an element that never stays around for a long time. How acutely observed by a poet anonymous. That beauty is like the ripples of the river that flows in the lustrous day, staying only for precious few seconds in my exquisite sights, then going away, flowing away, melting away. pouring away. The Crystal Garden's many sculptures offer a number of themes, each presented on an image and displayed on a sculpted base for all to see. The sculptors challenge themselves to replicate that image onto ice. The many themes appeal to lovers of reality, nature, fiction, and humanity. A judging panel decides the winner by prejudging and last-minute examination. There were two carvers that won the contest, one in the single carver category of smaller sculpts and the other in the category of giant sculpts. To us, in this unique celebration of art and beauty, everyone is a winner. Just to outdo itself, the Crystal Garden has many more attractions. This work of art is called the Crystal Lounge. Entirely and expertly crafted from ice, it is a treat for the eyes. It even has a book made of ice and a memo board where visitors post their comments. Among the inbuilt sculptures, one can take photographs. Truly, this structure gave us an insight as to how much work was put into this event, both during and before it opened its attractions. It is truly a testimony to hard work and talent. Everywhere, people can be seen enjoying themselves, socializing, and exchanging greetings in the feel-good atmosphere. This corner perhaps reflects the warmest of sentiments. Staff members give visitors basic survival tips, such as how to make a rope or a makeshift sled. They even provide this warm corner where festgoers find respite from the chilly weather, sit by the fire and enjoy a few moments of warmth and serenity. This truly invokes a feeling of familiarity that human beings have come a long way to forget. This little stand always has a long queue, morning to night. It is a delicacy that every Winterfest fan relishes and enjoys over and over again. It is the beaver tail. A salty, hot food item, it sees people come in droves and then come for more. Offered with fries or gravy, it however requires no condiments and is undoubtedly one of the most unique food items of this event. Like the name of Canada's always toiling national animal, its shape resembles the tail of a beaver, hence its name the beaver tail.
Anyone know the time? 5:21. Thank you very much. The 8:50. 20 going to the big box.
Another delicacy is the hot ice stick. Coated in maple syrup and pasted over hot ice, everyone has a sweet tooth for this unique offering.
Just one. Oh. I would tradition. Come on, people. Come on, guys. Go right ahead. Hey, you take one. Yep. Anyone you like. Hi, how are you? Good. Go right ahead. Just choose one. Thank you.
Stuffed trains is flurrying pretty fast, eh?
Hi, how are you?
As night descends on the bustling capital, new forms and light come alive, illuminating the fantastic architecture of this historically rich city. Most of all, it gives an altogether different touch to the works of ice in the Crystal Garden. How pleasing to the eye it is when every carved angle and every longing shape is highlighted by the colorful nightlights framing this entire city. It is as if one is truly experiencing a different world altogether. Where else can you see fire and ice, cold and heat mixed as in the Winterlude? This unique structure of ice is called the ice volcano. Making a treat for nighttime visitors, it is spectacular in the sense that it is an ice sculpture depicting a whale and an Eskimo hunter. Moreover, it is the largest sculpture in the Crystal Garden, towering above every other ice construct. Followed by a countdown to draw in a participating crowd, balls of fire leap from its icy confines into the sky at intervals of a few seconds. Benefiting from the cold maintaining the structure, the equipment used in the background is also designed to emit heat in a particular direction, avoiding contact with the walls of this enormous sculpt. In a different location, the night activities see a different ceremonial opening. A gymnastics display with a rhythmic background and a traditional drumming team opens the festivities. While in the Crystal Gardens, even the carvers were still hard at work. But in spite of all these attractions, the Rideau Canal remains busy with skaters. Our 2-day stay comprised not only the Winterlude but the city as well, not to mention the picturesque and appealing countryside as we drove home. After reaching the outskirts of Ottawa, we were all thinking, humanity has after all salvaged quite a few moments of the things we take for granted. Winter might outstay its welcome anywhere else in the world, but a visit to these places would make them think, what if stayed just a little bit more, just so we could gather some more memories for the road. But then again there are many roads untraveled. In the wintry feel of a literary comment, Robert Frost truly cemented these words in literature. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Jazakallah for watching this special presentation from MTA Canada. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.